Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn and this is the July reading for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. So I went ahead and shuffled the cards from the Lenormand Oracle deck, and the cards that I pulled for you guys is the Mouse card, the Clover, the Tower, the Mountain, and the Tree. So for you guys this month, okay, you're dealing with issues related to power, related to authority, and it's directly reflecting the authority or the power that you feel like you have in your household, in your family, like amongst your family members or the people that you live with, right? It feels like the position of power that you held or hold, I feel like that power is diminishing, right? And I feel like you know it. I feel like you see it. So that power is diminishing. And I feel like you know it and you see it slowly happening, but you're trying not to take it that seriously. I feel like you're trying to like really kind of like avoid it. But it's really putting you in a place where you're feeling a little bit isolated or feeling a little bit sad or feeling a little bit lonely. And I feel like that is, so the hardship that you're going through really does feel like an emotional hardship. I feel like emotionally speaking, you're having a hard time dealing with this power dynamic and the shifts in the power dynamic within your family. I don't feel like it's one specific person, but we're going to see what the cards have to say about that, right? I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot. What is the current situation for Scorpio Sun? Okay, so you might be in a situation right now where you are looking to learn a little bit more, possibly learning more about how to do the job that you're currently doing, or moving into a position where you're training with someone else, to learn more information about the business that you're currently involved in, whether it be your job or whether it be your own personal business. I feel like you're trying to get into a space of learning from other people around you. What's crossing you is the King of Swords. And so this might be a masculine presenting person, but an air sign individual, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra individual that is crossing you. So I feel like this is a reminder to make sure that whatever collaborations that you are working on, or if you're working with someone else, that you're working with someone else in a capacity that is considered legal, because the King of Swords is a representation of an authority figure, which is interesting because the authority card came out in that first spread. It's a person in a position of power and a position of authority that is crossing your apprenticeship or crossing your ability to learn or work or to acquire finances. And so for some of you, this could be an indication that you need to be mindful of the paperwork that you might be signing when you're collaborating with someone else. But it's also an indication that you might need to be seeking legal advice or legal help in the near future, right? Especially as it pertains to how you're acquiring or securing your finances. In the past, you may have been juggling your finances. So this could definitely be the reason why you're trying to move into a place where you are doing an apprenticeship, because you're trying to like elevate in your career, right? Because you are really trying to put yourself in a position where you can make more money, where you can, be the breadwinner for your household. And I feel like in the past, you were kind of like struggling with that. You might have not been really kind of like keeping up with your bills, or just kind of like juggling like your finances around, like moving paycheck to paycheck. And so now you're in a space where you're trying to work a little bit more towards getting money, right? Securing them dollars. And it feels like the time for you to do that, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, it feels like it's a good time. So I feel like you feel really good about where you're at right now, you know, in terms of being on the grind and really trying to work towards what it is that's going to give you that financial stability that you're looking for, which is good. On the subconscious level, though, this is, you're like having a little bit of resistance to really putting yourself in the place to do that. Why is that? Are you afraid? You're afraid of your own magic. You're afraid of your own creativity. We have the Fool, the Magician. Sorry, my hands are so freaking small. The Fool in the reverse, the Magician in the reverse, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. So you're afraid of your own magic. And for some of you, this is a little bit heavier than just fearing your own magic per se. It's also a fear of the repercussions of things that you have done in the past coming back and kind of like blocking your ability to get a fresh start, or to really set out securing the things that you want in your life, right? So if you have been actively manipulating their energy of other people around you, whether it be this Libra individual, I feel like the issue now is you're fearing that karmic retribution blocking you, you know, from moving and being able to navigate and do the things that you want to do, because it's like you can't really put out negative energies and actively manipulate other people's progress or ability to be successful, but want that success for yourself. And I feel like somewhere in the back of your mind, on a subconscious level, I feel like that you are kind of afraid of your own magic coming back to haunt you. Because it feels like you want to move forward, like you want to start fresh, you want to start new, you want to kind of like dive into something and really, you know, be creative and be, you know, step outside of your box, step outside of your comfort zone and really go on that path. But for some reason, it's like you either have some sort of imposter syndrome where you just don't believe that you can do that, or like you're just resisting that next step that needs to happen to move forward, you know, with tapping into this, you know, the potential or the opportunities that are available to you, which is, I don't know why you would want to do that. The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is coming out for your, the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like, okay, I feel like you're not stepping into that space where you're doing the things that you want to do on like a work level, a financial level, to get yourself where you need to be. I feel like you're not necessarily doing that because you're having a bit of an issue balancing out your work life and your family life, right? So it feels like you can't do both really well, or you fear that you can't do both really well. And so you fear that you are either going to have to struggle financially, or you're going to have to put the work into getting a relationship. And for some of you, I feel like the relationship aspect is really to help you financially, right? Like that, putting the energy into that relationship could pay off with financial stability. And I feel like for some of you, you do want that, but you're also struggling with the idea that you don't want to have to depend on anyone for anything, right? So I feel like you're stuck in that space. where you're very indecisive about where you want to go. Like, how do you want to move forward? Because I do feel like this sense of independence, but I also feel like you are afraid to step out on that ledge, because you're afraid of that new start. Like, you're afraid of that new start because you're afraid what that new start is going to mean, whether it be for your family, whether it be for, if for whoever in your family you have a position of power over, or, who looks up to you. I feel like you're kind of worried about it affecting that person, right? And I feel for some of you it already has. And so that's kind of like what you're struggling with, right? In addition to that, there is also a sense here about this idea of perfectionism as it pertains to what is required in a relationship. I feel like you want the dynamic of a relationship, that equal give and take. But I feel like you are not really realistic about the work that is required in a relationship. I feel like you don't really, you have like a really idealistic view of a relationship and the function that it serves in your life. But I feel like you're not really very clear about, or you're not really accepting how much work actually goes into a relationship. And so I feel like that results in a lot of stuck energy, especially in the spaces of like your relationships. But also, like I said, I feel like there is a limited amount of energy that you are expending on both either relationships or on work. And I feel like it's either one or the other for you, right? Yeah. So we're going to pull some advice cards for you guys. The spirits say that Scorpio should do. I mean, you could have it both, right? You could have it both. You could have the relationship, and you can have, the love and the job, but you can't have it both. And I think you are afraid of being able to give equally to both. And so you feel like you have to make a choice about which one you're going to give your time and energy and effort to. So I feel like that's kind of like the issue for you right now. And so what is the advice? Ugh, there's too many cards. Too many cards. What is the advice for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury this month? What is the message for Scorpio? There we go. We have two cards. Growth and burden. And burden. Like, that's crazy. Growth and burden. Growth and burden. What is holding you back? Who is holding you back? Ooh, burden. Many times we take on the stress of those we love and care for. We see it as the ultimate sacrifice. We take on others' burdens to save them the trouble or heartache. Ironically, the way energy and the universe work makes this a very counterproductive way of operating. When we take on the burdens of others, we deny them the ability to learn and grow from their own lessons. We also interfere with divine planning and timing. Never one to be thwarted, any lesson circumvented will absolutely reappear, sometimes with much more force than what was originally intended. Ask yourself if you or another is taking on troubles and lessons not belonging to them out of a need to be needed. This stems from the fear that you or they are fundamentally not enough. This is not true. You are created perfect. Your fears and doubts keep you separated from this truth. This is the separation one can feel from Creator. Once you accept and believe that you are perfect and worthy, the tendency to make yourself invaluable to others through your help and assistance will go away. Your relationship can then be based on truth and not manipulation. I'm just going to leave that there. I feel like that kind of explains it all, right? And the card 38 is for growth, which is ultimately what we're talking about, right? The situation or time is one of rapid growth. The seeds that have been planted have germinated and taken root. Go with the flow of this growing time. You may find people and situations falling away from your life as now they do not serve who and what you are becoming. It may be that vibration no longer resonates with theirs, that your vibrations no longer resonate with theirs, and that's okay. Wish them well, be grateful for what they brought to you and you to them, and send them on their way. Room has now been made for new experiences, people, and situations to help you to your next level. If you are not feeling the shift right now, be prepared because it will soon come to pass. So yeah, I feel like the deterioration of this familial relationship is due to you kind of like breaking out and, you know, kind of trying to like do your own thing, trying to really work on getting, you know, your own money, but feeling like you're tied because you have responsibilities that you have basically signed up for at home, and that those responsibilities have left you really juggling your finances. So you want to go out and you want to do the work and you know, you want to do that, but you feel like you're bound by something that is holding you back. And I mean, it is holding you back, but at the same time, like, you have to understand that things need to be removed out of your life in order for you to move forward. Otherwise, you stay right where you are. So things have to change. So you have to really think about what it is that needs to change in your life. And in order to do that, you have to start being honest with yourself about how you feel about things, right? What do you want? What do you need? And how do you get it? So that is the end of the reading for you guys this month. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for post notifications, like the video, share the video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.